Hey everyone, okay, so today is about achieving a flawless, very full coverage foundation routine. So I'm applying primer first. Now as we go along, you'll see this building and you'll see the skin become more and more flawless. But you also need to bear in mind that this is a lot of product. And even though I'm filming this in 4K and it's about as real as you can get, it's still a lot of product and your skin isn't going to look like it's absolutely bare, but it will look flawless. So I'm blending foundation onto the skin and I'm using Ultra HD foundation, and I've used 3 pumps of this because I want to build up texture on the skin and show you how to kind of, while you're building texture, to minimize it as much as possible. With foundation applied, I'm going to apply concealer that matches the skin tone to the outside corners of the eyes and any areas where there's redness, such as above my eyebrows. And then I'm just going to blend this in with a Beauty Blender sponge. Now, a Beauty Blender sponge for this sort of tutorial is recommended, and you'll see why as we go on. Now I'm going to absorb some of that oil. This is very, very important. I'm absorbing the oil from the foundation and the concealer that we've just used. By taking away this, you're going to achieve a more flawless look and less coverage, and not less coverage, I'm sorry, less texture on the skin. Now I'm applying a shade of concealer that's a tad lighter than my skin tone, but only one shade. And I'm really kind of going for it here because, again, this is a very full coverage tutorial. So I'm applying it kind of straight down from the eyes, underneath the eyes, the bridge of the nose, and a little bit to the forehead. And then I'm just going to kind of blend this in with a Beauty Blender sponge. Now, when you're doing this, you really want to press and work the sponge into the skin. You're just pressing it into the skin. You're making it become one with the skin. And this is incredibly important for this kind of look, that you're really pressing it and pushing it into the skin. So you can see that I am working it. I'm really, really going for it. And then once you've done that, just kind of stipple it around the edges so that the concealer meets the foundation a little bit more beautifully, a little bit more softly. Now I'm going to take a darker shade of foundation. Now this is not contouring. I'm just applying this to add color and structure to the face. So I'm applying it just to the cheekbone and a little bit to the kind of outside temple area. And then I'm just going to blend it with the Beauty Blender sponge. And you can see I'm blending up. I'm pushing everything up. So it's going into the hairline here. And the same with the cheek. I'm going to push up and not down because I don't want the darkness too far down. But keep blending until you're happy with the results. But it shouldn't look like contour, it should look like dimension on the skin. So keep blending, pressing, pushing into the skin until it all becomes one and it looks like there is gradient in color to the skin. Now I'm going to reabsorb any of that excess oil from the concealer and the darker shade that I used. Very, very important step. This will make your skin look more flawless than if you leave it, and it'll also stop oxidization and the foundation just becoming thicker and heavier as the day gets on. Now, with that complete makeup face, I'm now going to set everything with a loose powder, using a powder and a puff, and press and tap and roll this into the skin. This will set and lock everything into place. Now I'm going to spritz the face with a tiny bit of a setting spray. This will take away any powder residue on the skin. As a final step, I'm applying some blusher to the kind of cheekbone area to liven up and bring back some color to the skin. You can see how flawless the skin looks, and it really is one of the most, this tutorial and this routine works beautifully for full coverage. But again, it will look like you've got makeup on. It's not naked skin, but it is flawless. And that completes the look. Here's a before and here's the after. And thanks so much. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.